I'm going to start with a question for you. Does the time of year impact how you make decisions about certain things? Does it impact whether you start a new project or not? Does it impact whether you implement a change within your team or your business? Does it impact deciding whether you want to send yourself or your team members along to a really important, effective course or program you want them to attend? Does the time of year impact what you decide? A colleague of mine and I were speaking this morning about elections in particular and how that may impact people's decision making, because we have recently obviously just had an election here in Queensland, and we were talking about how some business owners may hold everything off. They may not make any decisions because they're awaiting the outcome of the election. Now, we all know that we all have one vote, and that's as much as we're going to influence the outcome of that election. The rest of the state is also making that decision about the outcome. Yet there are some of us who definitely will hold off. We won't be sending people on courses or programs. We definitely won't be starting those projects, and we won't be implementing any of those changes because we're awaiting the outcome. Now, for some people, there will be or may be some consequences for them, especially in our case where we've had a change in government, because if their work is really tied to the government, then it definitely may have an outcome for them. But for a lot of the rest of us, it really doesn't have that much of an impact, really. I mean, that's my view. Others' view may definitely be different, because really it's impacting, our own outcome, our own destiny, and what we're wanting to achieve and what we're wanting to focus on. So why would you put your fate or your destiny in the hands of something else that you can't control? We can only control what's happening for ourselves. And now we are in the December period where obviously, as we know, it gets pretty chaotic. There's a lot going on. And we have now, for those of us who work Monday to Friday, a lot of us, there's less than 3 weeks of work left before that all of those public holidays kick in. And for some of us, we will have a couple of weeks off, some will have a few weeks off before we start back into 2025. And that also impacts some decision making for people. Now that we're into this time of year, no, we're not going to start anything new. We're not going to implement that change. And we're not sending people off on courses and programs. Although I have one of my team members off on a course this week. I know this myself because I was wanting to run a program towards the end of November. Quite a number of people were very interested in attending, yet the inability or even the want to release people during that time was one of the reasons why I decided to shift it, because people can release people. They can release their team members because there is that real push to finish all these things before the end of the year. And sometimes some of these things do need to be done. Some of them we might have been procrastinating over and they're outstanding and we've just left them, but oh no, we've got to get them all done now. So they've been in play for quite some time, and that's where people's focus seems to be. The reality of this is that, at this time of year, like I said, chaotic, a lot going on, brain's going to be tired, there's social events, all these sorts of things happening, and it will impact our decision making. How focused are we on what's going on right here, right now? But I'll go back to that question, why does the time of year matter as to whether you start that new project, you implement that new change, you send people off on programs that are really beneficial for individuals, but also for the team and the business. You know, why does that time of year matter? I mean, if it's really important for you, your team, your business, why wouldn't you do it at the time that it's needed? Because the reality is, especially for some matters, if it's something that's been boiling along for some time and it's something that's impacting your business or your team in a negative way, then the longer you leave it, the harder it is to turn around. So more time, more effort. Then we can do this any time of the year. We'll put things off. We'll find any reason why. It's about recognizing, you know, what's really important, what's beneficial for us, why should we do this for us, what's in it for us. So maybe the next time you're putting something off, maybe think about, you know, is it because of the time of year? Am I making an excuse for it? Just a time to reflect on whether we're making decisions for the right reasons and not just because of the time of year.